Hi everyone, welcome back to IGNOU Made Easy. If you're here, you're probably feeling confused about how to write your dissertation synopsis, and that's completely normal. Most students get stuck at this stage because they don't know where to begin or how to structure it. But don't worry, in this video, I'll guide you step by step in a very simple and clear way. By the end, you will feel confident enough to start writing your own synopsis. In this video, we will go through each section of the synopsis one by one. I'll explain what each part means, why it is important, and how you should write it. To make it easier, I'll also use simple examples like topics related to students, stress, or social media. So instead of just theory, you will actually understand how to write it in your own words. Now, let's start with the basics. What exactly is a synopsis? A synopsis is a short plan of your research study. It explains what you're going to study and how will you conduct your study. Think of it like a blueprint before building a house. For example, if your topic is stress among the college students, then your synopsis will explain your idea, methodology, and the approach before you actually do the research. This is submitted first, and only after approval of your synopsis, you will move towards your final dissertation. Let's understand the structure of a synopsis. Your synopsis is divided into multiple sections like introduction, review of literature, rationale of the study, methodology, and references. Each section has a specific purpose. For example, introduction explains your topic, methodology explains how will you conduct the study. Once you understand the structure, the entire process becomes much easier and more organized. The introduction is where you begin your topic. Here, you provide a basic background and explain what your study is about. You'll also explain why the topic is important. For example, if your topic is stress among the college students, you can explain what stress is, why students experience it, and why it needs attention. So basically, start from a general idea and slowly narrow down to your specific topic. Keep it simple, clear, and easy to understand. Next comes the review of literature, and this is where most students get confused. But don't worry, it's actually simple. Here, you write about previous studies related to your topic. For example, a study by a particular person in some random year, we can assume it as 2020, found that excessive social media usage increases anxiety. You are showing that already research exists in this area, but remember, don't copy directly. Read, understand, and write in your own words, and always include proper references. We are moving forward to rationale of the study. This section answers one important question: why is this study needed? Here you explain the gap in the existing research. For example, maybe most studies are done in other countries but not in India, and thus most of the studies are related with some other age groups and not within the college students. So your study becomes more important because it fills that gap. Avoid writing general statements, make it more meaningful and logical. Now we come to the most important section, methodology. Many students feel scared here, but trust me, this is actually simple when you break it down. Methodology explains how your research will be conducted. For example, you might say, I'll collect data from 50 students using a questionnaire and will analyze it. So this section is basically your step-by-step research plan. Methodology is now divided into multiple sections that includes research problem, objectives, hypothesis, sample, tools, and data analysis. Each one explains a specific part of your study. At first, it may look like too much, but don't worry, I'll explain each one clearly in the next slides. First subsection, which we are going to see under methodology, is research problem. Research problem is the main question your study is trying to answer. This is very important because everything in your research depends on this. So keep your research problem clear, specific, and more focused. Avoid writing vague or broad problems. For example, is stress common among the college students? Objectives are the goals of your study, what you want to find out. Most students get confused here, but keep it simple. For example, to study the relationship between the stress and the students, use a clear action words like to study, to analyze, or to examine. Don't make them too long or complicated. The next subsection of your methodology is hypothesis. Hypothesis is your prediction. What you expect the result will be. For example, higher stress among students may lead to depression. So, hypothesis should be logical and should be based on the previous research. Make sure it's clear and testable. Operational definitions is the place where you define important terms used in your study. This is where many students make mistakes, but it's very important. For example, stress among the students is defined as the score obtained on the perceived stress scale. So, the scale that we are using to measure the stress and the term stress are important to be specified because these terms makes our study clear and measurable. The next important subsection of your methodology is sample. Sample refers to the participants in your study. You need to clearly mention who they are. For example, 50 college students aged between 18 to 22 years. Also mention how you selected them if required. Clarity is more important here when you are selecting your sample. The next subsection we are going to see under methodology is research design. Research design explains the type of study you are conducting. For example, this study follows a correlational research design. So, specifying this research design shows how your research is structured. Make sure you choose the correct design based on your topic. The next subsection under methodology is tools for data collection. And this section explains how you will collect your data. For example, based on what questionnaires, surveys, or psychological scales we are going to collect the data. If possible, mention the name of those tools. And always choose reliable and valid tools for your data collection. Data analysis techniques. Here, you explain how you will analyze your data. For example, using percentages, averages, or correlation. Don't overcomplicate this section. Keep it simple and relevant to your study. Next important subsection under methodology is limitations of the study. Every study will have some limitations and that's completely okay. For example, small sample size, time constraints, or limited resources. Just be honest and mention them clearly. This actually makes your study more realistic. The final subsection under the methodology is implications of the study. Implications explain why your study is useful. What is the value of your research? For example, your study might help students manage their stress better. It can also be helpful for future researchers. So basically, the implications of study will show the importance of your work. Finally, at the end of your synopsis, you have to include the references. References include all the sources you used in your study. This could be books, research articles, or websites. Make sure you follow the proper format, and it's very important to avoid plagiarism and to maintain credibility of your synopsis. Before you start writing, here are some important tips. Keep your language simple and clear. Follow IGNOU format strictly. Avoid copying from others and always try to write in your own words. And don't forget to double check your references. Remember, simple and clear work always stand out. In the next video, I'll show you a complete synopsis example. You will see exactly how each section is written in real format and how appendixes are placed along with your synopsis. This will make everything even more clear for you. So don't miss it, it will be very helpful. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope this video made synopsis writing simple for you. If you found this helpful, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Your support really motivates me to create more useful content. And remember, take it step by step. You can absolutely do this. See you in the next video. Bye.